there are two heroes that have probably amongst comics, you could say the best rogues gallery of villains they face. Batman would be number one, and I think Spider Man would be right behind him at number two. Let's run through some of the more iconic villains of Spider Man. You have Scorpion, Craven the Hunter, Sandman, Lizard, Vulture, Kingpin, Mysterio, Doctor Octopus, Green Goblin, Venom, and we could go on, Carnage and a couple other names. But these, like his villains, Spider-Man's villains, for me, they're kind of like the Fantastic Four's villains, right? Like there's a lot of villains Fantastic Four has that they're so good, you see them in other books. They spread far beyond just the Fantastic Four books. And I think Spider-Man, in that same way, his villains are just so epic that you see these villains in other books just because, like, yeah, we're not going to keep this on Spider-Man. We're going to use this in other places. So I wanted to check this article out from comicbook.com. Marvel fans think they know Spider-Man 4's villain, and they might be right. Now, obviously, this article is fan speculation. Who knows what this movie is going to be? Who's going to play what the plot is going to be? None of us actually know. All right. Spider-Man has one of the most iconic rogues gallery in comics, and several of the characters' memorable antagonists have already been featured in live-action films. As Marvel Studios ramps things up for the next summer's Spider-Man 4, fans believe they know who Peter Parker will be facing off against this time around. A rumor originating from Scooper, My Time to Shine, claims Spider-Man 4 has a female villain, with a casting announcement planned in the near future. That tidbit indicates the character is different from Sadie Sink's mysterious role. Since the villain is said to be a woman, fans believe an iconic Spider-Man character is about to make the jump to the big screen. Now, who knows? Like I said, this is all fan theory. Look, sometimes people do have scoops and people are right. They know things. They have insiders. There's all kind of stuff like that going on. I'm not privy to anything like that. I'm just making guesstimations and reading articles and saying, maybe I agree or maybe I disagree. In reaction to the rumor, Twitter users are speculating Black Cat will be in Spider-Man 4. And it is important to remember that this is just fans theorizing, but potential storylines about potential storylines in a film. Excuse me. So to take all this with a grain of salt, yeah, you really do. You really do. Let's keep it real. This is, a lot of people online. We have theories. We think about things, and sometimes we're wrong. There's many times a movie was about to come out, and I thought, I think I know the direction they're going in, and I watched the movie, and I'm like, wow. I was completely wrong. Introduced in 1979, Black Cat has gone on to become one of the most popular characters in the Spider-Man mythos. Over the decades, she's appeared in multiple TV shows and video games, including Insomniac's recent Spider-Man series for PlayStation. The closest Black Cat came to being featured on a film was The Amazing Spider-Man 2, when Felicity Jones was cast as Felicia. Any plans to further develop the character fell apart when the series was discontinued in favor of the MCU's reboot starring Tom Holland. So you never know. This may or may not be a thing, and some people may or may not be enthused by Black Cat. She's probably not the most iconic. I would say, of course, it's all opinion based. I would say she's not one of Spider-Man's most iconic villains. For a while, Sony was developing the movie Silver and Black, which would have teamed Black Cat up with Silver Sable. That project was pulled from the studio's slate back in 2018 and never came to fruition. Following the box office disappointment of Craven the Hunter, Sony put its Spider-Man spin-off series on ice. I actually heard my son told me, and I've heard other people say that Craven the Hunter wasn't a terrible movie, and I think that's hugely possible. Somebody in the comments, let me know if you agree or disagree. Was it a bad movie? I think some of these movies are decent, but if we're expecting them to be like blockbuster hits, they may fall short of that. And falling short of that to us might seem like a flop, even though the movie may be decent. Black Cat being in Spider-Man 4 would be a plausible development. There's been considerable interest in seeing her adapted for a live action film, and there's a lot of storytelling potential with the character. At various points, Black Cat and Spider-Man have been everything from enemies to lovers, meaning this fertile ground there's fertile ground here for a compelling arc, perhaps one spread over multiple films. It remains to be seen how Spider-Man 4 deals with the fallout of No Way Home's emotional ending. Due to Doctor Strange's spell, MJ and Ned no longer have any memory of Peter. Marvel could use that as a gateway to surround Holland with a new supporting cast, with Black Cat filling the role of love interest. Since the character hasn't truly appeared in a live action film yet, this would be a fresh, exciting direction for the movie to take. Many fans are also hoping Spider-Man 4 deviates from Marvel's multiverse craziness to tell a smaller, street-level story about Peter being a friendly neighborhood hero. Bringing Black Cat into the fold would be a way to accomplish that, pitting Spider-Man against a burglar. However, it's difficult to predict how Spider-Man 4's story will unfold, since it arrives just a couple short months after Avengers Doomsday. It could weave a larger scale narrative that helps set the stage for Secret Wars. Spider-Man 4 will begin shooting in the summer, so hopefully there's some clarity on the cast by then. And it's possible that there is, but I'm not sure that there will be. I think Marvel is trying to keep things on the low as much as possible. They're trying to keep this under wraps. There's another story I saw on cosmicbook.com to kind of counter the story I covered yesterday. Sadie Sink confronts Marvel rumors. Is she playing Jean Grey or Mary Jane? Stranger Things Sadie Sink has been said to be cast in Spider-Man 4. Previous rumors have said she was being eyed to play Jean Grey in the MCU's X-Men reboot. The latest rumors offer she might actually be playing Mary Jane. While talking to Josh Horowitz about the release of her latest movie, Odessa, Horowitz asked about Marvel and Jean Grey. There is no mention of Spider-Man 4, as the interview might have taken place before those recent reports. What does Sadie Sink say about Marvel and Jean Grey? Horowitz says that if the internet is to be believed, she is already playing Jean Grey in X-Men, which drew a laugh from the 22-year-old actress, who confirmed she has been asked by people about the rumor. And of course, look, if she is playing Jean Grey, does anybody in their right mind think that she's getting ready to pull a Tom Holland and be like, yes, this is exactly what's happening. I'm playing Jean Grey. No, not a chance that that's happening. Horowitz questioned Sadie Sink. Horowitz questioned Sadie Sink that if he is a betting man, should he place any money on her playing Jean Grey? This is news to me, Sadie Sink replied. This is news to me. Yeah, I mean, that's what she should say. When pressed if she met with Kevin Feige of Marvel, she replied, "No, I can't. No, I have nothing to say about this." It's a smart answer. She added, "The rumors are really cool, though. It's an awesome rumor." Horowitz brought up if she knew who Jean Grey is. "Yeah, I know the character. It's a great character," she said. "So that's cool to read." Horowitz also put forth that working with Marvel could take up the next 10 years. I think that's super exciting, she said. And look, this is actually something I brought up yesterday. Whether it's Jean Grey or Mary Jane, although I don't know. I don't know how much longer they have Tom Holland for Spider-Man. So if it's Mary Jane, I'm not exactly sure how they're going to do it. I guess they could record uh, uh, a bunch of movies, do a bunch of movies over the next, couple years and then get that out the way. But anyway, exactly what I said. She's young. So she's the type of person you want to get for a longer period. What are the Sadie Sink Spider-Man 4 details? Again, it seems likely the interview with Josh Hartnett happened before the recent Spider-Man 4 news, which was reportedly by Deadline. The trades basically get their info straight from the horse's mouth. So Sadie Sink getting cast in Spider-Man 4 is something to bank on. The site reported that with production of Spider-Man 4 set to start later this year, that Sadie Sink has joined the flick. It was noted both Sony and Marvel having commented on the announcement. And I think they have. I'm not sure, but I'm almost positive that Sony and Marvel have commented on the Sadie Sink news. Deadline also said they don't know who Sadie Sink is playing. Jeff Snyder recently chimed in and said Mary Jane Watson is a possibility. Since everyone forgot about Peter at the end of No Way Home, it's thought Spider-Man 4 will feature a new cast of friends and possibly a new love interest for Tom Holland. Zendaya looks to have a smaller role, with it looking like Sadie Sink is the new female lead. The untitled Spider-Man 4 gets released on July 31st, 2026. Sadie Sink's Odessa will be released on March 30th, 2025. The film is described as a farm girl in search of recovering a cherished family heirloom and traveling to the strange and dangerous city where she meets her one true love. To save his soul, she must put the power of destiny to the ultimate test. Interesting. I don't know much about that movie. What do you think about all these rumors? It's hard to know. And that's why I said this. All of this is mere speculation from fans. None of us really know what's going on. I was talking with somebody in my comments, and I said, the likelihood of them introducing Jean Grey and Spider-Man is it's highly unlikely. And even when I was talking about this yesterday, I know it's highly unlikely. It really, I would love it. I would love it. It would be a good twist introducing X-Men or at least Jean Grey, Professor X. That would be dope, but unlikely. Would Spider-Man be the place you want to introduce that? Probably want to do it in Avengers. That would probably be a better bet. Or even in Fantastic Four in a post-credit scene where you see something like that. So more than likely, I would say Sadie Sink is probably going to play some kind of love interest to Peter Parker. If I had to guess, and place a bet, I would even say it's highly probable that she actually plays Mary Jane. I can easily see that happening. So who knows? Who knows who the villain in this new Spider-Man is going to be, and who knows who exactly Sadie Sink is going to be playing. Spider-Man has a lot of villains to pull from. There's a lot of directions they can go as far as who is going to be the big bad in Spider-Man 4. Let's see. Who knows what's going to happen?